Hi travelers, this is going to be an open reading. I think it will be the first one for July. Welcome to July 2018. Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday. I think it's Cancer Suns, if I'm not mistaken. Might be Cancers, Leos, I don't know. July, yeah, it's Cancers. And so on a day where normally we would be hanging out and barbecuing and drinking beer, and the kids are running around, and we're visiting with our neighbors and our family. Maybe we've traveled someplace. We are, I think, as a nation, perhaps on the cusp of some major kind of change. Now, those of you who have been with me on the website for a while, remember that I've been telling you since last year about these crazy changes, things that weren't going to be the same by the year 2020 due to the transit of Uranus coming into Taurus. But we also have two powerhouse planets of Pluto and Saturn, both in Capricorn. And I don't know if you guys remember me telling you that Pluto in Capricorn is about a change in the balance of power. Who has it and who doesn't? Who is trying to control it and who wants to change it? Those who have been at the top, who have wielded power for a long time, being usurped by those who've been at the bottom and have not had any power. So this is the idea of the government changing, institutions changing, things being torn down and rebuilt in a different way. Saturn there says that there are limitations. You have heard me speak a lot about how Saturn can sometimes represent an older male who is stuck and slow, who also operates as baseline as fear. So there's a lot of that going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 5-card spread for you using cards that normally I just kind of use for myself. They are the Shamanic Oracle. I have it written out here because I'm so used to doing it by myself. I want to make sure that as I do this reading for you, that I don't leave out anything. And the first card down will represent the Cave of Earth. And Earth represents our trials, challenges, what our manifest power is, initiation of things, and how breaking out. Okay. The next card will be the card of the Cave of Rivers. And this cave represents our boundaries, our divisions, the journeys that we take, fertility, and our emotions. Then the third card will be the Hearthfire cards. This card represents the idea, it is the element of fire, and it represents home, protection, gifts, joys, and transformations. The next card, the fourth card, will be the Cave of Winds. This speaks to beginnings, transcendence, abundance, transitions, and change. And then the last card down represents the Cave of Ice. This is the Cave of Spirit, and it speaks to just that: inspiration, spirit, purifications, dreams, and resolutions. The two cards, I've already placed two cards down. One of the cards represents myself. The other card represents the gateway through which I'm going to be trying to interpret what it is that I'm seeing. So here we go. First card down in the Cave of Earth is the Hunter of Abundance. Now remember, this cave represents our trials, challenges, our manifest power. It represents initiations, the starting of things, and us breaking out. Okay? Then we have in the Cave of Water or Rivers, we have the Shaman of Foresight. This is our boundaries, divisions, journeys, fertility, and emotions. I will show you these cards. Our next card in the Cave of the Heartfires, it is the Ancestor of Hope. This represents our home, protection, gifts, joy, and transformations. The next card in the Cave of Winds is the Hunter of Honor. This represents our beginnings, transcendence, abundance, transitions, and change. And the last card, the Cave of Ice, we have the Ancestor of Tribes. I don't know if you can see that card. Okay, and it looks like a bunny rabbit. It is, it's a hare. Okay. Now, here is the Hunter of Abundance. And what you see is a figure sitting atop an antelope that has been killed. Now these are cards are based on the drawings from the cave in France that they found. Then we have the Shaman of Foresight. These are lovely. These paintings are over 3,000 years old. Then we have the Ancestor of Hope. And I think it's fitting that we see this horse-like figure representing movement, to keep moving. Then we have, in the Cave of Winds, the Hunter of Honor. Now, I don't know if that's a gazelle or a fox. It kind of looks like an antelope, but with the body of a man, or the arm of a man. Indeed, it could even be a man dressed in a antelope skin. And of course, I just showed you the ancestors of the tribes. So, I think for many of us, like this particular hunter, we are trying to slay our own beast, so to speak. We are trying to conquer in a manner in which maybe we just are trying to stay alive. We're trying to survive. We are trying to bring in enough that we can take care of ourselves and feed ourselves. But here, in the Cave of Rivers of Water, we have the Shaman of Foresight. Now, this card represents boundaries and divisions. So there's something that we are seeing ahead of us, or we have been able to tap into something that says, you know, I kind of know what's coming up ahead, or I need to be able to see what's coming up ahead. There's some kind of journey that I have to take. Here, the Ancestor of Hope and the Heart Fires. This is about the hope that we can find that joy, find that protection, have those gifts, have a secure home and a happy family, be able to share those things in peace. Everybody wants those things. I don't care who you are. Everybody wants peace and happiness and enough to go around. People just kind of want to live their lives, right? And then in the Cave of Winds or Air, the Hunter of Honor. This is the card that I'm not exactly sure what this card is saying. We do see the figure has his hand outstretched as if maybe he wants to shake hands. But again, I'm not exactly sure if I'm looking at a person, an animal, or a combination of the two. Maybe it is a combination of man and beast, but holding your honor that you won't delve too far into one or the other. It does, to me, also speak to the connection to the natural world. And then, finally, in the Cave of Spirit, we have the Ancestor of Tribes. This is a rabbit, a hare. What do we know about hares? They move quickly. They're highly intuitive. They have a family. They live in a warren. They live underground. But they come out during hours. There's always danger around them. But yet, we are still somehow inspired they are to come out and do what is necessary. And they do it, we can assume, on faith and faith alone. Now, I'm going to read to you first what the different meanings of each, we can call them suits, for lack of a better question. For lack of a better term. Let me see here, hold on, because I can't see anything. We have 2 hunter cards, 2 ancestor cards, and a shaman. The hunters are those who sought not only food, but also spiritual insight. Okay? This is what they represent. The shaman are those who journeyed into the realm of the spirit and recorded their quests. So this is about us perhaps seeking either within ourselves or trying to get in touch with another realm to kind of show us the way and give us the answer. Oh no, I have 2 hunter cards. Yeah, 1 shaman and 2 ancestor cards. Now, the ancestors represent the primal wisdom of the species. A horse and a rabbit. So let me read to you these the hunter of abundance and what he says. If you are struggling with a trial or tribulation right now, a challenge of some sort, if you're trying to break out of something, or you're trying to exert your manifest power or even find it, the most simplest way to do that is to hunt, is it not? It says, dreaming is closely akin to the journey work of the shaman, as it can reveal to us truths that we are not always able to access in daily lives. In dreams, we have little or no conscious control over where we go or what we see, but the very randomness coupled with surreal images we may encounter can make us more receptive to discovery. Oh wait, that's a hunter of dreams. I'm sorry, this is the hunter of abundance. Abundance means wealth in all its forms. The ability to provide for family, tribe, or nation can come at a high price. Hold on. But when the rewards are reaped, we rejoice. For our ancestors, it meant access to food, shelter, and warmth. Yet encounters with the hunter of abundance teach us that today abundance is not only sufficient provision for those in our care, but also another kind of plenty. That kind of creativity and emotional stability, and a profound sense of spirit and love for all. It also means taking only enough for our needs rather than overconsumption. Here is the message of the card. I am the hunter of abundance. Wherever I go, I forage for the richest store of good things, the utmost bounty that will encourage stability, strength, growth, and comfort within you. When I find these things, I bring them home to bestow upon you who have asked me to seek them out. My presence on your journey represents a fulfillment of purpose, an overflowing of fruitfulness and riches, of spirit, heart, and mind. So, I think to translate, if you're going through any challenges or trials or tribulations, know that you still have this wealth of abundance within you. And this card is here to show you that if you can maintain that, the idea of what it means to provide, to bring bounty, to protect, to find that joy of bringing in what you need, okay, then you can maintain your spirit, your heart, and your mind. That may not make a lot of sense, and I don't think I explained it right, but I did my best. Here we have the Shaman card, and he is the Shaman of foresight. Where is he? Foresight enables us to find the way toward our own destiny. It takes us safely past obstacles or traps, beyond stormy seas into calmer waters. For our ancestors, the ability to imagine what might happen next would often have meant the difference between life and death. In our own lives, foresight means being prepared for every eventuality. The Shaman of foresight helps us to work on our expectations so that we are ready for whatever life throws at us. This image of the handprint is enclosed in a cage. It shows us how with foresight we may avoid such captivity in the first place. The interpretations are preparedness, being watchful, transcending the moment, looking ahead, interpreting signs, taking advice, acting intentionally, listening to instincts, dreams, and visions. The card says, I am the wisdom of foresight. I travel the road before you, bringing back reports of what lies ahead. I can teach you to see beyond the moment, to live in such a way that whatever new task you undertake, you are always ready to adjust accordingly. I prepare the way ahead, ensuring that wherever your journey leads, you will enter into each new moment with clear intent and true perception. This falls in the house of waters, the house of emotions and journeys and boundaries. So this is about extending out, trying to see what comes next and trusting whatever it is that you're being shown or told to look for the signs. In the house of heart fires that represent the home, what we have here is the ancestor of hope. This is a lovely card. Hold on. Let me find it here. This is one of hundreds of horses painted on the cave walls. This image embodies the vital energy typical of that species. It represents hope, the essential driving force that carries us forward, as the horse itself has done throughout the ages, in times of darkness and despair. It is when we feel farthest from hope that we need it most, and this is when the ancestor of hope holds out to us a light in the most shadowy places. Its flame transcends both fear and longing, offering instead a deep understanding of our inner destiny that will lift and carry us when we need it most. That's why I always say don't take people's hope away, because sometimes that's the only thing they may have. The cards are hope in the darkest hour, support and generosity, the ability to see beyond the trials, the strength to seek a positive outcome, and the energy to move forward. I am the ancestor of hope. I bring light into the darkest places and offer strength and support in times of greatest need. Whoever walks with me at their side is able to draw upon the deep well of enduring hopefulness, which overflows with the wisdom of understanding and acceptance, and offers the cure for all sorrows. Look ahead, and you will see the triumph that you seek. Do not look back, for there lies only the lost moments of your life. In other words, keep moving forward. Don't give up. And this is in the winds of the heart fire. So this is about the ability to transform a situation simply by maintaining your hope and your faith. Do watch out for whatever the signs are. Trust what your intuition is. Do your best to prepare for every eventuality, but don't become so fixed that if something happens you can't move. This is what the horse is telling you. Okay? Now we move to the cave of winds, and we have the hunter of honor. Where is he? Here he is. The message of the card. Honor underpins much of our life, even when we are unaware of it. To be honored, to act honorably, to honor others. These are key motivations in whatever journey we undertake. The Hunter of Honor reminds us to appreciate the world that supports us, the life we have been allowed to create for ourselves, and the loved ones who contribute to our well-being. We must honor places, people, and things, accepting them for what they are, and acknowledging the effect they have upon us in every aspect of living. To succeed in this is to strengthen and celebrate the very essence of our beings. The interpretation is appropriate behavior, honoring the world around you, celebrating differences, praising and accepting praise, finding honorable means, honesty, and respect. I am the Hunter of Honor. I seek out honorable ways to live and move, both in this world and in that of spirit. I bring with me the honesty that honor requires, and I teach ways that will enable you to honorably exchange energies and dreams with the universe. Whenever you are tempted to act in a manner unworthy of you, I am there to remind you of the damage this can cause and the trouble it can bring in its wake. So honor yourself and try to honor other people, even if you don't agree with them, perhaps. Sometimes you just got to leave them people alone, and you can honor them that way and honor yourself. And lastly, in the cave of ether, in the cave of spirit, we have the ancestor of tribes. Let's see where he is. The tribe is the oldest form of family. Tribes brought mutual support to those who would otherwise have lived alone and suffered as a consequence. In our own time, the support network of family and friends is still as important as it ever was. The ancestor of tribes is here to remind us of the power and resilience of tribal support, which is available to us whether or not we acknowledge that fact. Understanding the tribe can be an important part of discovering your own place in the wider scheme of things. To forget this connection is to forget who we really are. Interpretations: support and help without ties, recognition from one's peers, acknowledging the family, unity within the group, and an end to isolation. I am the ancestor of tribes. I come to you in times of need to offer the collective support of the tribe. I may come as a friend, as a family member, or as a stranger who extends a helping hand. No matter what your goal or what stage you have reached on your journey, I am there to bring the strength of many, to bolster and support you. Look for me in times of greatest trouble and acknowledge my presence in whatever form it comes. And this is the idea that sometimes you don't know where your help and assistance will come from, in what manner, how it will be delivered to you. But if someone is offering you assistance, it is a collective tribe. It is the idea of not allowing someone to be alone or to be isolated or to suffer or to experience trials and tribulations alone. There is always someone who can not only perhaps extend, if nothing, an ear, a shoulder, a hand, but can also extend to you the experience of knowing what that may be like, the empathy of it. I have no idea why the cards wanted to speak in this manner to you. I did not read you the interpretations of the Hunter of Abundance, the very first card down. So let me read this to you. And maybe I didn't do that because I was supposed to do it here at the end for some reason. For some of you, maybe this didn't make any sense. I don't know. The interpretations of this card are plenty, certainty, love, well-being, creative motivations, strength of purpose, discovering hidden talents, resourcefulness, sharing, and spiritual sufficiency. And I guess maybe what the cards are trying to say is that this is a really strange time we're living in. I think a lot of people are, some people are more nervous than others. Some people are angry. Some people are fearful. Some people may have become apathetic. Some people just might be confused. But we are really all in this together, no matter what the situation. We all have the same desires and wants and needs in our lives, how we want to move through. We want the best for our family. We want plenty. We want peace, tranquility, love, prosperity, family and friends. And at a time, I think, when everyone is so divided, not just here in America, but around the world, there are lots of divisions being sown. I think it's the cards are telling us it is a moment to stop and realize that Earth is the only home that we have, and we all belong to the same tribe. And you know, of course, tribes will war and there will be factions, but eventually we can, at some point, learn to honor and respect even those differences that we have. That may sound very utopian and very, I don't know, pie in the sky kind of a thing. But I think it's always easier to sow discord and dissent and divisions than it is to try to cultivate harmony and peace and respect. There are some factions, some tribes, some people, some energies who walk the earth that just like to sow divisions between people, not necessarily for no good reason, but that is how they derive their power, right? So when you can divide and conquer a tribe, you do that through division, through throwing up smoke, through causing arguments, through telling lies, to being dishonest, failing in your integrity, not honoring other people. And so it's a lot easier to do that. And when they do that, they themselves gain power from that. So be conscious of that. We do have Mars in the house of Aquarius. It is conjunct pretty much the South Node. And so this could be that thing about dumping your energy into the same old fight, going through the same old thing over and over again, and getting in there and just fighting, but you're not getting anywhere. Well, you know, maybe you should focus that drive instead of outward, focus it inward. And try to be like that horse. Use that energy to bring your hope and your enthusiasm and your dreams, and use your foresight. Bring all of your resources to bear. And whatever situation you may find yourself in, know that there are people to support you. And even if you don't have necessarily a close group knit of people, you can always call on your ancestors, literally call upon your ancestors to help you and to guide you and to protect you and to give you clues and signs and information about what you should do. I'm going to be writing an article on the ancestors, how you can set up an ancestor altar, what you can do to call on them. You don't even have, say if you were adopted and you don't know, you just call upon the ones that you don't know. All my bone of my bone, blood of my blood, my ancestors that all known and unknown to me. Those of you who are willing to come forward to assist me, call upon them and they will help you. So I'm going to end this reading with that. I'm also going to tell you that by the time this is posted, the relationship gallery will be posted on the website. So both galleries are done for the month of July. I have some more articles coming out for you. I've changed a few things, how you log in on the site. It's different now. And I've also added the, I've been trying for the longest time, the 24-hour access. So if you want to come over, you want to take a look, you get two. You get the monthly videos, both sets, the individual and the romance. Plus you get a bonus gallery with some videos, and you get access to 3 articles. You get 24 hours access. You can watch it. as many times. It will automatically expire. It's not recurring. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can simply come over. It's $2.37. That's less than a cup of Starbucks coffee, less than a pack of cigarettes, cheaper than a gallon of gas. So come on over and check it out. I'd love to have you with me. And again, for those of you on the members who have not gotten your solar sign charts, many of you have not. You have not contacted. Don't expect me to know who has it and who doesn't. If you want it, contact me through support desk, okay? And I will create it and send it right over to you. So thank you for allowing me to read for you. And until next time, namaste.